Hello! Welcome back to Writing with Jay. I'm your host, Jay, here to write. Since we last spoke, I was talking about making some pretty major edits to the story. I have made a lot of those edits. I made a lot of progress, and I'm really proud of myself for that, because truly at the time it felt like such a huge hurdle. I was essentially deleting 10 to 15 chapters. So it felt like a lot of going backwards, but in the end I did go forwards, and I felt that, and I feel so much better about the story now. I am terrible with character names. I pick either the most insane shit or the most bland, boring shit. And what I did at the start of this story is when I would introduce a new character, I would give them a placeholder name because I didn't want to commit to anything serious. If you watch the video where I was editing the story in real time, you may remember a character called Bao. I renamed him. He is no longer Bao. He is someone completely different, and I really do think I cooked with the new name. I'm not going to say what it is at this moment. Maybe one day I will. You'll have to wait until the book is published in 20 years to figure that out. Another thing I do with names is when I have random side characters that are insanely random, they're either they're the bus driver or somebody's talking on the phone and they just say a random name. I usually just use the name of somebody that I know in real life. Pretty much every single character name in this book is somebody that I know personally. If they die, I hated them. If they're just a random side character who's just there for flavor, I think they're pretty cool. None of the people that I know in real life are main characters. That is reserved for just me and the fictional man of my dreams. So, the fictional man of my dreams, of course, being an emotionally unavailable billionaire who hates women. I added a couple of names as well. So there's a pilot who is mentioned. His name is Austin. Hi, Austin. And there's also a lawyer who is mentioned only by name on the phone. That lawyer is Preston. Hi, Preston. I'm having a bit of a dilemma right now, and I would like some input. Here's the context for the scene. Jessica is trying to seduce this billionaire. They're on a private jet together. It's only the two of them. This is part of a longer conversation, but I have a little bit of a dilemma. I've reached a point in the conversation where I'm not exactly sure how I want her to respond to something that he says. So she's talking about a man that she has been seeing recently. So the billionaire is like, oh, he's just a friend that you share a bed with? And then she's like, yeah, that's just one of the many benefits of our friendship. And then he's like, what are the other benefits? And so she says, he buys me drinks and insults my outfits, and I play doctor for him when he gets a paper cut. And so then the billionaire replies, sounds like a stand-up guy. As a joke, sarcastic, right? And so then the first option for how she can reply to this is, I'm not looking for a stand-up guy, and then she can smile all flirty at the end. Or, after he says he sounds like a stand-up guy, she could say, I don't deserve a stand-up guy. Which, both of those would work, but I need to pick one, because it's going to come up later in dialogue in later scenes. And, I'm not really sure if I want her to go, the self-deprecating way, or the way that's I'm not looking for a stand-up guy. Oh, also, speaking of names, right? I can't commit to names. I also can't commit to a title. So one day, I was like, you know what? I need a title for this goddamn story, right? It's about time I pick a title. So I sat down and I wrote up some ideas, and they all sucked. And I was like, ugh, this is so hard. I wish there was something out there who could just come up with a title for me. ChatGPT. I've never used ChatGPT before in my life. So I go there. I'm like, hey, Miss ChatGPT, I'm writing a book about a woman who is a spy who uses poison as her main weapon, and at the end of the story, she falls down a waterfall. Can you give me some title ideas? And these are the best suggestions that I got from ChatGPT. I wrote them down. They're not good. Preface. They're bad, and they actually made mine sound a lot better in comparison, which I was thankful for. So here's some of ChatGPT's ideas, all right? Picture this book cover. Slow burn, quick death. Lipstick and cyanide. She blooms in poison. The arsenic hour. Cordial malice. Drown me gently. Chat, is this real? Whispers at the edge. Poison water. All one word. the currents of her crime. The drop. The drop is honestly very straight to the point. But it's like so like it's lacking any kind of artistic merit. It's just like, yeah, the drop. A hunger for altitude. Girl, she doesn't want to fucking fall off the cliff. It's not like something that she's hungering for. Whatever. Oh, this one. These next two are my personal favorites, right? Okay. Gravity's favorite. Gravity's favorite. Okay. Some women don't float. Much to think about there with that one. The water doesn't lie. The edge she deserved. That's some gooner shit. And that's all of ChatGPT's title ideas. So they're all shit and they're all terrible and they're all very bad and I won't be using any of them, but they do make mine seem really good in comparison. And that's kind of what I go to ChatGPT for, you know? Also, there's a hotel in the story that I didn't come up with a name for. The working title for the hotel is Luxury Hotel. And I asked ChatGPT to come up with a hotel name for me. And its best idea was the Golden Lotus. Hello? I've already stolen enough shit from the White Lotus. Like, I don't need to be stealing the name of the hotel, too. Like, to be so for real. Before we go, I want to read you my prologue again, because I did edit it. After listening to myself read it that first time, it was bad. So here we are again. The thing is, like, I don't want the prologue to sound too different from the rest of the story. Like, the narrative voice of the prologue is different. It feels different from the rest of the story, and that's what I kind of noticed as I was reading it. I'm like, she does not talk like this at any other point in the story. Like, I'm only having her speak with all these colorful vocabulary words because it is the first fucking prologue. It's the first thing people are gonna read. So I'm like, I need to put in every vocabulary word I can possibly think of because that's gonna prove to people that I'm a good writer. But all it's proving is that I'm a pretentious ass. So here is the new prologue. I think it's not final. I'm gonna go back and change it again probably because I'm looking at it and I'm seeing a lot of vocabulary words that just seem pretty needless. Anyway, let's read through it. Prologue. There is no safety net at the bottom of this waterfall. Only jagged rocks ready to tear my skin to shreds. At this point, all I can hope is that death will come quickly, although I'm not sure that's a mercy I deserve. It's so loud that my ears start ringing and my vision starts to blur. Okay, I want to change that. And my vision is beginning to blur. Here we go. I can't commit to anything. My ears start ringing and my vision that's 2 starts in a row. That's too what should I do? That my ears begin ringing and my vision starts to blur. It's better than it was 10 minutes ago. Every time I sit down and I read this fucking thing, there's always something. And I know that in a week, when I come back to do this again, I'm gonna look at this prologue and I'm gonna be like, ew. So yeah, that's it. That's this right. I don't know what number writing log this is. It's either 5 or 6. I don't know. I should probably be calling these writing vlogs because they're videos. But also, like, to me, a vlog means you're like taking your camera and you're walking around on the streets. But this is a log because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sitting down. I'm logging, right? It's like mission log, right? I'm not moving. To me, like, a vlog is like I'm gonna run around the streets and throw water balloons at random civilians as a prank. This is not a vlog, but it is technically because a vlog is just a video log. Whatever, I'm not gonna think about it too much. Anyway, thanks for tuning into this absolute random, rancid, incoherent video. We made a lot of progress together today, and I thank you for that. Bye.